Hi there, my name is Cupicate. Oh, 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 why does this always happen? Why? Oh, good job, Sundance. Woo! Okay, let's try that again. Hi there, my name is Cupicate, and welcome back to WolfQuest: The Lost Brother with Teo. So, Teo is here kind of watching over his babies as they nap in the grass. We need to work on pack affinity. I was like, oh, we need to go out and take some territory, but pack affinity is horrible right now. But before we do anything, I've got my handy dandy little dice over here, and we're gonna roll to see what difficulty we play on today. Guys! Yay! I'm sorry. I was just really happy. We landed on a 1. We are playing on easy today. Oh my goodness, what a blessing. There we go. Oh, that brings me so much joy. Oh, puppies, it's a beautiful day. Come out. Come out and play with your dad. I wonder if this is truly Eartha's blessing that's happening right now. After all, I did call the dice rolling the blessing of the goddesses, and so I believe that. I believe either Eartha is blessing him or maybe Seraph is watching over him and keeping him safe and the pups safe. No babies are sick right now. Moon Dancer is recovering. Things are looking pretty good. I'm gonna do some howling. We're trying to get that affinity up. They are hungry, so first things first is getting them food. Moon Dancer, you're just so tired, love. Oh my goodness. He's definitely still recovering from sickness. Meanwhile, Eartham's trying to leave. We can't lose you. You have the ethereal coat. That's what I'm calling it now, is the ethereal coat. Okay, affinity is much, much better. I think we can officially wolf them into the grass. Now, we can leave Sundance here. We need to find food for the babies and bring it back right away. They are starving. Yes! I was starting to get really worried there for a second. I couldn't find a fawn earlier, and then I followed some moose prints in hopes that it would lead me to a mom and a calf, but unfortunately it led me to 2 different bulls. Don't go back to my rendezvous site. My goodness. Bad kitty. Whew, but I'd started to get tired and I'm like, uh-oh, like I won't be able to hunt for myself or Sundance, but at least I was able to find the elk cow mom. We are gonna have to sleep, which kind of scares me. We're getting really close to the end with the pups at their weight currently. Like, we'll probably finish it this episode, but I want to make sure that Teo still has the opportunity to push his territory through Junction Butte. And if we finish the game right now, well, that's not going to happen. And that could really make a difference in what happens in the future for Teo if he doesn't get his goal achieved. I still think he's in a good place right now, mainly because of Sundance, but if he doesn't achieve that goal, as I said, I think that his anger is still going to kind of get the better of him, and he may stay in the neutral category, leaning on maybe more of a warpath. And I don't want that for Teo. I really want him to be neutral, leaning on the peace path or a peace path. I'm going to have to stand over it so Sundance doesn't eat it, because she looks like she wants to eat it. It's not really her fault. I think that the AI of the mates just kind of do this, which I kind of wish they would fix it, where maybe mates don't eat the food at the den. Sundance started a howl. I love it so much. The pups are eating. This is great. We can do a small weight check real quick. So Eartham is 17.6 pounds, Seraphine is 18.2, and Moon Dancer is 18.7, which is excellent. They're doing really, really well. But as I said, I really do have a feeling this may be our final episode today. Maybe another one. It depends on how much we get done. And with that, as the moon comes out, Teo will tell his pups to go in the grass for safety, and he will lie down to sleep. I cannot wait, since we're on easy, to see how much territory we're able to take tomorrow. Pups need to eat first. I'm trying to decide if we should take Sundance. I think we should. For story purposes, I think that if we're going to take territory, Sundance should go. I'm going to assume it's Crevice Lake because we're really close to Crevice Lake. They're not coming from that direction. There they are. Oh wow, this is the wolf that helped kill Aspen and I'm getting attacked. Okay. Our territory with them must be really bad. Hey, 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 hey! Oh my gosh, what's with the extra aggression today? Wow, they were extra aggressive, like specifically seeking out Teo. Now these are dark wolves, so they're running, luckily. I think Teo's gonna make sure they leave. No, I don't think he's gonna kill, but he's definitely gonna chase them. Does this seem like a waste of time? Absolutely, but again, I'm trying to play Teo as he would be played. I don't think he knows about Aspen's death yet, and I'm not even sure how he would take it, to be honest. If he found out about Aspen being alive and having been killed by Crevice Lake, I don't know how Teo would take it. Because he had so much disdain and feeling abandonment from his family that they left him and didn't come back. I don't know if he would care. Or maybe he would care and then he would try and push that down like, no, I'm not supposed to care. If Teo knew Aspen was alive, and I'm not sure that he will, that's not necessarily canon, but if he did know that Aspen was alive and then found out that Crevice Lake killed his brother, how do you think Teo would feel? Okay, we officially chased them back into their territory, so we're gonna go back into ours and do a howl. Wow! I like that Sundance was following along, almost in a way of encouragement by saying, we can do this, we can push them out, but almost keeping an eye on Teo to make sure that he doesn't lose control. She was right there with him, right behind him, just kind of as a reminder, I think, for him to be calm. Do I think Teo was tempted, especially since they were darker colored wolves? Absolutely. Since Sundance has been that guiding light to Teo, he was able to maintain his rage, even though it was still there, and keep it from getting out of control. So now our couple needs to hunt and then take some territory. Ooh, really bad. So we're gonna move all the way down to the south and hopefully find something to eat. And how about that? We ran right across an elk herd. At the moment, they're walking into Crevice Lake territory, so we need to try and get them to run in a different direction if we can. It looks to me like Sundance has chosen to continue to go after this one, so we will help her. Oh my gosh, doing things on easy is just insane. Here we go. Very nice. Aw, our couple is so strong right now with the goddess's blessing at their back. They can take on the world. We may have to tell Sundance to go back. I think I want to take her south just for a little bit for them to spend some time together and kind of come down off of that wolf attack and chasing the Crevice Lake wolves back into their territory. I thought since we were pretty close to this really low hex, it's only 3%, that we would go ahead and just take it, because Teo does get extra points for hexes that he takes that aren't a part of his goal pack to convert, essentially. So this was a really good opportunity to get him some extra points. We're trying to get those points before we end because I really, really want a good outcome for this boyo. We're gonna continue him into another litter. Don't think we're taking him to age 8, as I've said before. We're going to play him so long as Sundance is alive. But once she passes, Teo will no longer continue, and we will pass it on to one of his children from his possibly 4 litters, 3 or 4 with Sundance. I think she's 5 now. Some mates can live to age 9 if we get lucky. We might even take this 33% that's over here as we head south. Bunny. Perfect. And this hex is also ours from Prospect Peak, which is another little extra point. All right, and with the taking of that hex, I think Teo's gonna go ahead and tell Sundance to go back to the pups, make sure that they have some food, and he's going to focus on his goal. They've spent most of the day together. I think that he's calm now. He got most of that rage out with chasing the wolves and then having Sundance bring him down. He's going to be just fine. I do see wolves in my compass. I'm trying to decide if it's worth it to get into a fight. Junction Butte has been very good at pushing back against Teo. didn't work for that hex, but we do need to be careful because there have been a couple times we've been attacked trying to take their territory. Another hex down, yes. Ooh, affinity is dropping, but luckily Sundance is right there. We still may need to go back home though. I can see very clearly in my compass where Junction Butte is, and they're in the 96% hex. So, that makes me a little nervous. I think for Teo, it wouldn't really deter him from trying, but I know gameplay-wise it won't work out, which in role-playing terms, that's called metagaming, essentially. So Teo's goal, obviously, is to convert these wolves. So when he's taking territory, he's actually communicating with the wolf saying, hey, listen to this about how Eartha wanted us to be and behave and be a unified pack and join as one together. And so when he takes territory, it's essentially him also taking in Junction Butte and that they're together. And he's not leading them. He doesn't become their leader. It's more like he becomes kind of a guide and advisor into this religion of sorts, to make a bigger family, a unified pack, which is what Eartha wanted. So even though they still have their own leadership and everything, and they may not be denning together, it's essentially what he's doing is creating an alliance, is all he's really doing. So because they all believe in the same faith, they decide not to attack each other. But not everybody's going to necessarily follow that, and some wolves may pretend to follow it to remain in their pack, but they may still seek to attack Teo and his family because they don't like the faith that he's spreading. And that's how we're going to say that den attacks still happen. So like if we took over all of Junction Butte and they still came up and attacked us, what we would say is that those were rogue wolves from the pack that didn't agree with Teo, but not the entirety of the pack, if that makes sense. And we also might do a thing that I think Breadcrumb mentioned. If we do an alliance with a pack, it might mean that if I'm playing accurate and something happens where one of my wolves die to that pack with the alliance, it essentially wouldn't count. We would probably say that it was either a premonition, which is kind of cheeky. I don't know if I like that. Or maybe that the other pack members of the alliance came in and stopped it before it officially happened. And then our wolf woke up from unconsciousness. Kind of a fun idea there. And I really liked that suggestion. I think it was Breadcrumb who suggested that. You know, Breadcrumb, if you did. And please tell me in the comments if you did. I thought that was brilliant. That way, too, if we do have a situation like Dawn or Aspen with that particular pack that has the alliance, we don't just lose that wolf and it not make sense, you know? Even though this is kind of metagaming, as I called it, I am going to have Teo go into this 85% and take it instead of the 96. It's still a strong hex and we could still potentially get attacked, but the fact that that 96 just went up to 97, it's guaranteed that Junction Butte is in there. Perhaps Teo knows that it's a really big horde of them and he doesn't want to get ambushed if they don't necessarily agree, so he's gonna go towards a smaller bunch of wolves. That's what we'll say for story purposes. Make it a little less metagamey. We are here. We're up on a hill. The question is, can Junction Butte run and get to us in time? They might be able to, so we need to be really careful. My gosh, that view though. Look what I found! Honestly, this wouldn't be so bad. Oh, we are in the other pack's territory though. I don't know if I want this to be a repeat. I think we'll leave it for now. I don't want this, even though we're on easy, I don't want this to be a repeat of Dawn. Teo has got a goal in mind, and even though he's like, I do need to feed the pups, he knows that there was a calf there when he left. So in his mind, it would be an excursion that wasn't necessary, especially since this is his true purpose right now. Well, this was a lucky little find. Well, this way, Teo could bring a meat chunk back, which could be the difference in his pups being full or not. We can strengthen this 50% hex right here and then head back to the pups and have a good little sleep. We are back with the pups. They do still have calf, which is great. Goodness, that affinity dropped to almost nothing, so we need to work on that just a little bit. But look at the map! Look at that! I mean, Junction Butte and Prospect Peak are fighting it out between those two hexes right now. Which is pretty funny, actually. But we've set ourselves up really, really well. Honestly, just the next day, if we even last that long, we should be able to finish up the Junction Butte territory and we'll be done. Teo will have achieved his goal. We might even be able to take a few other hexes from Prospect Peak or maybe even Crevice Lake and get Teo those points to help him lean closer to the peaceful ending rather than a war ending. We're doing pretty well thanks to Sundance, but anything can happen, and that's why I'm keeping a very watchful eye. Seraphine. Aww, we need to play with Sundance. We haven't been able to do that. No, there's no cooldown from socializing with love. Okay, let's give them a nap and go into the next day. If we even last that long, we might. We did manage to last one more day. All right, pups, come out. Let's get this affinity a little better. We may actually get to take this into another episode, which I wouldn't think to be so bad because I enjoy taking time to really look at the pups when they grow up and getting to talk about them and some of the personalities. So we may actually take this into the next episode, which is great. We get one more week with these little babies. Oh, they are going to need food though. So once we give them kind of a good play, earth them. Yeah. Okay, babies, let's howl. Seraphine, why are y'all spreading out so much? I know affinity's low, but this is danger right here. Luckily, I don't smell anything dangerous. I just, on the off chance there's like a cougar or something, I want them close by. And don't forget your confidence. Moondancer got it. Moondancer's definitely our confident pup. I think Eartham is somewhere in between. And as for Seraphine, yes, I would say Seraphine is far, far more passive. Well, let's take the last few minutes of this episode and get some food for these pups. They have that meat chunk, but while we're playing on easy, I would like to take the opportunity to get them some more food. That way, if we do roll for accurate for our next episode, at least they'll be set up and we can just focus on territory. Ooh, a lucky find right next to the rendezvous site. I love First Meadow. Ah, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Sorry, Mama. I smell bear. I definitely smell bear. Luckily, I found the bear prints and it looks like they were walking away from the rendezvous site, but it never ever hurts to check. I highly encourage that when you're playing to always kind of just sniff to see if you do smell predator. Now, the wind obviously only carries scent from one direction, so anything can happen, but occasionally it could give you the heads up that you need to protect your babies. So now that we've done that, I think we could do a really quick nighttime pup cam before we go, because even though this isn't the last episode, it's the second to last, and we're not gonna have much time left with these babies. Moondancer and Seraphine seem really, really close. I have always seen them play together. Eartham always kind of is by himself. Oh, by the way, Moondancer is a boy. So I know for a while I thought Moondancer was a girl. Moondancer is indeed a boy. Isn't that right, bub? And on to little Seraphine, who's taking a nap. She's so pretty. I kind of wonder if she's going to end up looking like her mom. Although Eartham could actually look like his mom. Look at you, oh, so pretty next to the flowers. Sundance is doing a very good job of keeping an eye on them. And there's little Eartham being an explorer in the grass. Look at that coat. I cannot wait to see how he turns out. He always looks so serious. I don't see him play a whole lot. I usually see him looking off into the distance and just being by himself. He definitely has a loner trait. Definitely a loner trait. And I think Moondancer is just bold and loves rocks. Aw, good night, sweet baby. And that is that. We will wolf them into the grass one last time and have our little outro. It has been a nice, easy day for Teo and Sundance. Moon Dancer's over there. We will go sit next to our mate as we do this outro, who probably decided to move. All right, y'all. So the next episode will absolutely be the last episode. So I definitely hope that you have enjoyed this one, since our story of the first litter of the Lost Brother is coming to a close. I'm very excited though. Go ahead and start posting in the comments what you see in these beautiful pups, because even though we're continuing with Teo literally right after we end, I'm going to write out, there was the bear. Too bad for you, bear. It's on easy today and I'm less afraid of you. Oh, Sundance, be careful though. Oh no, Sundance has an injury. Okay. Be careful, Sundance. Oh no, she's being a little too bold right now. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Oh my gosh, are you okay? Oh, my heart. Oh, I absolutely think Teo would be worried. She had a minor jaw injury. That's not terrible. It's not great, though, especially if we roll accurate for the next episode. Goodness. I knew I smelled bear, but it must have been a different bear because the paw prints I saw were going that way. Interrupted my outro and everything. That was not necessarily the best way to end the episode, but alas, it does happen. Maybe that really motivated him, just seeing how protective she was of her pups. That's next level love right there. And sometimes the only way to destroy hate and rage is through love, and Sundance has been probably one of the most loving mates we've ever seen. It was always meant to be her, y'all. It really was. And she's gonna be that shining light that pulls Teo out of the darkness. I don't think that she's going to take his fire away. I think that she's gonna redirect it. She's gonna be the one that says, take that fire and change the world for the better, but don't destroy it. Because fire is a powerful thing and it can be used for good. And the fire he has in him could be used for good, and Sundance is going to pull him in that direction. But that true act of love, getting herself down that low just to protect her babies and her mate and taking an injury for it, that means something to Teo. That's the kind of love that Seraph showed him, probably even more so because Seraph was still so distant. But Sundance shows her love every single time, through and through. There's not a second that I have thought Sundance hasn't been loving and caring and just wanting to be there all the time. And she's going to be the difference. All right, guys. I hope you liked this episode. And if you did, make sure you give the like button a tickle and a poke. Subscribe to join this family if you haven't already. And jingle the bell so you're notified of when I post Teo or any of our other WolfQuest series, because I know y'all love WolfQuest and I do too. Also, feel free to join Discord if you haven't, because we love to talk about this stuff in the Discord and I'm pretty active there every single day, even if it is only for a few minutes sometimes. I like to say hi and give you guys updates on what's going on in life, and if you want that personal touch, I highly suggest joining Discord. And follow me on Twitch because I play WolfQuest live on Twitch all the time. All right, thanks again for watching, y'all. I love you, and I will see you next week for the final episode of The Lost Brother. Bye!